Geopolitical tensions and domestic policies have led to consumer boycotts targeting American products.
So we're less reliant on the American product.
In various countries. These movements, driven by nationalistic sentiments and ethical considerations, have significantly impacted consumer behavior and international trade relations. Swedish consumers initiated a widespread boycott of American products in response to U.S. policy shifts, including the decision to halt support for Ukraine and the imposition of tariffs on European goods. This grassroots movement rapidly gained traction through social media platforms, with Facebook groups like Boycott from USA amassing over 70,000 members. Participants aimed to pressure the U.S. administration by ceasing purchases of major American brands such as Tesla, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Nike, and Levi's, and by avoiding services like Netflix, Google, and Airbnb. The boycott highlighted the challenges of disentangling from American products, given their pervasive presence in daily life. For instance, while alternatives to American brands exist, completely avoiding US-based services like Facebook proved difficult, as these platforms were instrumental in organizing the boycott itself. Similarly, in Canada, relations with the United States deteriorated following President Trump's announcement of 25% tariffs on Canadian goods and remarks suggesting the annexation of Canada as the 51st U.S. state. These actions fueled a wave of nationalism among Canadians, leading to widespread boycotts of American products and services. A survey conducted by the Angus Reid Institute revealed that 85% of respondents were actively seeking Made in Canada labels when shopping, with 48% replacing as many American products as possible with Canadian alternatives and 37% doing so when finding similar price and quality. This consumer movement extended beyond tangible goods to digital services, with Canadians canceling subscriptions to American streaming platforms like Netflix and Disney+. The boycott also impacted travel plans, as many Canadians chose to forego vacations in the United States. Retailers responded by prominently labeling Canadian-made products, and some even encouraged customers to support local businesses. Kenneth Wong, an associate professor at Queen's University, observed that homegrown apples were sold out in his local grocery store, while U.S. apples remained untouched, highlighting the boycott's tangible effects. In Europe, Tesla experienced a significant decline in sales, attributed to consumer boycotts, driven by both ethical concerns and reactions to CEO Elon Musk's controversial actions. In Germany, Tesla sales plummeted by 76% in February 2025. Similar trends were observed in France, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. The backlash followed Musk's Nazi salute incident and his support for the far-right German AfD, leading to negative public sentiment and Tesla being dubbed the swastika. Domestically, American consumers initiated a 40-day boycott of Target in response to the company's rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives. Led by Reverend Jamal Bryant of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, the Target fast encouraged shoppers to redirect their spending to Black-owned businesses. The boycott aimed to pressure Target into reinstating its DEI commitments and highlighted the influence of consumer activism on corporate policies. In Denmark, public sentiment shifted against American products following President Trump's comments about the U.S. taking control of Greenland, an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. In response, Denmark's largest retailer, Salling Group, began labeling products to indicate European origin, catering to customers' preferences for European goods over American ones. This move aimed to provide transparency and align with the growing consumer desire to support European brands. These boycotts underscore the power of consumers to influence corporate behavior and international trade dynamics. They reflect a growing trend where ethical considerations, national pride, and political disagreements drive purchasing decisions. While the long-term economic impacts of such boycotts vary, they serve as a testament to the interconnectedness of global markets and the sensitivity of businesses to public sentiment. In conclusion, the recent boycotts of American products across various countries highlight the complex interplay between politics, consumer behavior, and corporate responsibility. As global citizens become more aware of the ethical and political implications of their purchases, businesses must navigate these challenges with greater sensitivity and adaptability. Social media has played a crucial role in amplifying and organizing these boycotts worldwide. Platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok have been instrumental in spreading awareness, coordinating actions, and providing consumers with alternative brands to support. Hashtags like #CC Boycott, Yes Goods, and Was Support Local have trended globally, helping individuals make informed choices about their purchases. In Sweden, activists used Instagram stories to expose which American companies were linked to controversial policies, prompting greater public engagement. Similarly, in Canada, viral TikTok videos demonstrated how consumers could identify and avoid U.S. products in grocery stores, reinforcing the movement's momentum. The growing wave of international boycotts has had measurable financial repercussions for American businesses. Major corporations like McDonald's, Starbucks, and Apple have reported declining sales in regions where consumer activism is most intense. For example, Apple saw a sharp decrease in iPhone sales across Scandinavia, as Swedish and Danish consumers opted for European alternatives like Nokia and Fairphone. Tesla's stock also experienced a downturn due to decreased demand in European markets, with analysts citing both ethical concerns and national loyalty as key factors driving the shift. But the long-term impact remains uncertain. Governments on both sides of these boycotts have reacted differently depending on their interests and economic dependencies. The U.S. has largely downplayed the impact of these consumer movements, with officials dismissing them as temporary trends unlikely to affect major industries. However, some American business groups have lobbied for diplomatic resolutions. On the other hand, countries like Canada and Sweden have embraced the boycotts as symbolic gestures of national unity, with political leaders indirectly endorsing consumer activism as a means of exerting economic pressure. Some European trade unions have even called for stricter regulations on American imports in retaliation for U.S. policies affecting global trade. Looking ahead, consumer activism is expected to play an increasingly important role in global economics. With more people becoming aware of how their spending habits influence corporate and governmental decisions, boycotts are likely to become more frequent and effective. The rise of blockchain technology and transparency initiatives in supply chains may also make it easier for consumers to track the origins of products, further empowering boycott movements. As businesses adapt to this new reality, they may have to prioritize ethical practices, sustainable sourcing, and international diplomacy to maintain consumer trust and market share.